by next year of January 22nd of 2027, I will make my last video and I will not continue life with regrets, because after that I'm gonna put everything all behind as well and move on forward. But to me, even though I may not have, a middle school or a high school time capsule, but this will be my time capsule. To me, this will mean a lot more than graduation of high school, middle school, elementary, whatever you name it. Because in the end, like I said, I do want to make a difference in life. And not only that I do share my story about my life and stuff, but I do hope to help other people out in general to, overcome things, or, to prevent it of happening as well. And I will eventually explain later on that final day. I will explain why I'm ending it on that specific day. But like I said, for me, for Life for the channel Life with Regrets, it was never supposed to be that long. Because originally I thought about making just 499 videos, but in the end, it's like there's more things I want to share before that day. And like I said, I really don't want to continue, because in the end I want to move on instead of looking at my past. And I know I can't always have that past come back and affect me, because in the end, sometimes when I think too much about the past, and it comes to me, and it does bother me sometimes. But I will, like I said, I will continue share about my worst moments of my life, and probably talk about the good things as well. And like I said, I really hope this does make a difference, even though I may not be able to share most of my life with the people that I knew, or let them know about my life. But in the end, like I said, I do want to make a difference. I'm not here to bring no one down or anything. Like I said, because there's people who make videos and stuff, always want me, in a way, people have sympathy, but at the same time, they kind of bring those people down too. Because some people do, it bothers them, and it kind of holds them down. And there's people that want to kind of quit feeling that way about themselves and stuff. But in the end, it's like they're stuck. And my videos are not trying to bring people down. I refuse to bring people down, because in the end, it's almost like I'm not making any difference if I bring people down, even though I share my life, stuff about my life. And the people that were watching mostly all my videos don't think that I'm always sad, even though sometimes I might sound very sad. But in the end, it's my past, is not who represents me. It's just things that I know I just don't want people to go through, or experience the same thing as me. And like I said, I'm not gonna bring people down or want people feel sorry for me, because in the end, that was in the past, and that doesn't define me, who I am, and the things I'm doing right now. But like I said, I'm not gonna be wanting I don't want to go viral and stuff like this, none of that stuff. Because in the end, I know that most of my videos not for everyone, because not everyone is gonna understand what I say, or they might take things in a different way. And there's people who probably disagree with me as well, and it's fine. It's fine if you disagree. It's not gonna bother me, because in the end, everyone's mindset is gonna be always different. And I'm not in a way, I'm not let people who talk down on me, they might say negative stuff about me and stuff. In the end, I'm not letting it affect me, because in the end, at least I am doing something. Not crying, not complaining. Just a guy who shares his life and stuff. We want to make a difference in the world instead of people bringing people down, feeling sorry for themselves, and making them feel like some type of sadness, feeling sorry for a person who makes videos and stuff. And I'm not here to make any excuses for my actions or the things I do. Like I said, most of the things I've done, I take accountability, and I know I could have changed a lot of things. And in life, the way things are now, I I treat life like a game, like I always said before, like a game. And when I mean game, I think about strategic way, because in the end, I do think about the consequences, and the in my mind, I put myself in like in situations, and I think of those situations, the different outcomes, and sometimes there's always one right answer, and sometimes there might be multiple as well. And that, to me, it's like part of that does help me out, because in the end, because I know those results and consequences that could face, and like I said, I treat life like a game, and sometimes some people say life is like a book. It can be, but sometimes it's like you go back and fall, make the same mistakes again, and sometimes it's not like a book, because in the end you just keep repeating the same cycle or go through the same thing and not overcoming it. And the reason why, like I said, I treat it like a game, because sometimes we do things and we think we are improvement in the end, but sometimes that we do make the same mistakes and we go back to our old ways and keep falling back and forth and back and forth. In the end, I'd rather finish everything up and continue, not look back, and continue and finish and complete everything that my purpose in life was supposed to be. And like I said, I will explain more of my reason why that specific day and why it means a lot for me. And like I said, to me, making these videos is my time capsule, because in the end, I do want to make a difference. Even though I wish I had people, who I basically watch and hear about their life, and they talk about, I wish I had that resource back then, but I didn't. But at least I do have my own resource. And then people might say, how come you never watch videos of people who are making videos about life as well? In the end, it's like, the reason why I don't watch other people's videos really is because in the end, sometimes when I watch them, some of them make it sound like they're found peace, but at the same time, when they talk and stuff, I feel like they're trapped, and they want to believe that they're found peace, but they don't. And I'm not gonna hate on those people, because in the end, we're all in it together and stuff. And I'm not gonna talk that bad about those people, because in the end, I wouldn't know. I may assume stuff, but in the end, I might be wrong too as well. And that's what I mean. And like I said, I do want to make a difference in life. I do want to make a change and stuff. And I do hope that later in the future, or anything, that people do come across my videos and stuff, it's not like it's not for the views, the likes and stuff. It's the things that people learn and overcome, and know that they're not alone, and that they always have another chance to overcome things or prevent from experiencing it, or leave things behind and find peace alone. Because like I said, that's the best feeling that any human could have. Even though that there's people that say that peace is whatever, it doesn't mean anything, and that money's everything. In a way, it's both. It will always be both. But in my mind, for me personally, you don't have to think the same way as me. But in the end, for me, peace is always will be better than having somewhat of money and fame and stuff. Because in the end, there's people who are out there who has fame and stuff, but in the end, they're always feel depressed and alone, knowing that they can't find peace. Because you see it a lot to this celebrities, artists, and everything. They get all this money, flash their money, but in the end, sometimes they end up hurting themselves or making mistakes, because the things that they carry and stuff. And I'm not here to, talk bad about those people. Like, it's like, who am I to talk bad about celebrities and other people as well? Because in the end, I wouldn't know their life, and I don't know their experience as well. And like, who am I to talk to bad about people? Even though I have gotten mad by, I get angry a lot, but at the same time, it's like, we're all people, we all make mistakes, and we learn from it. And like I said, to me, this will always be my time capsule. It will always be my time capsule, even if I don't make it far in life. In the end, at least, like I said, I did accomplish something. Making these videos and stuff. And now, even though some people say that my question, not everything's about life in the end. And like, I know it's true, but in the end, it's like, I know not everyone is gonna watch stuff that I put out, and not everyone wants to, want to hear the truth and stuff, because there's people who are always gonna be afraid. And like I said, I don't mind blaming those people in a way, because there was a time that I didn't want to hear the truth, and I would, like, in a way, I would ignore it, because in the end, it's like, I didn't want to be, bothered, or I didn't like the fact that they were telling the truth, and I was too comfortable, and I was coping as well. And like I said earlier too, that I'm not gonna be here that long, and making these videos is gonna be temporary. And the only way that I will ever come back, and if I ever do, when I stop my channel, there's only two ways that I would ever come back. One, if I ever meet people and stuff, and they ask questions or comment on any of the videos, whether it's on the YouTube channel, TikTok, or Instagram. In the end, I will talk about other topics as well, instead of just mine, because in the end, I didn't know a lot of people like I said, I know a lot of people who have their own experience and stuff. In a way, I put myself in their shoes, and like I said before, I've carried people's pain, and that was one thing that I did regret, carrying out all that emotional weight, even though I had my own. But like I said, I put myself in that situation, and I'm not gonna ignore anyone. And the second reason that I would go back and make videos again is if it was destined to happen, and things happen in my life again, and I wouldn't mind sharing. And like I said, I'm not gonna be bringing people down, or making them feel sorry for themselves. I just want people to overcome their problems and have confidence in themselves, because many people don't have that. And I'm not gonna say that I have a role model, because I never did, and say that I don't look up to people, and they have to be my own person. I know there's people that look up celebrities, but at the same time, sometimes those celebrities might have their own flaws, and and people might go to the wrong path by following someone else's personality or trying to imitate them. It's like men and women, they do the same thing. They listen to people, what they say, and sometimes they make things like so complicated. It's like men and women are having a war against each other in relationships or friendships or anything, saying that each of them are bad, and talk bad about every single trait they have. In the end, it's never like that. And I'm not gonna be a guy gonna do all that, because to me, I find it stupid. I will always find it stupid, and I would never look up to anyone at the end of the day, because in the end, I'd be me. And that's the important thing that many people don't just seem to realize. It's better to be yourself than be someone else, because you never know. When you try to intimidate someone, you might get beat up, or things get worse for you. Because like I said, because people may be like all that, and they all have the money, and they think they're untouchable, and in the end, you as a person, you gotta understand you're not them. You know, might not have the money, you might not have the protection and everything. In the end, you'll get hurt. And like I said, that's all I have to say about my time capsule. And that's something that I would always value in life. The channel and everything else. Even though there's people that might think I'm a liar or think I don't know what I'm talking about in the end. That's them. If they don't want to believe what I gotta say, or if that's them, they want to be trapped. Because in the end, if they don't want to listen to the advice or everything, that's on them. And I'm not gonna say that I'll hope that they stay in a cycle, or they never do anything. No, I wouldn't want that for anyone. But in the end, I really want those people to open their eyes and realize that they always have a chance to escape and be saved. Even though a lot of people say that I can't save everyone, but in the end, I can say I did try. And that right there will be always my time capsule. And no one can take that away from me.